Hey guys, so I've been getting a lot of questions on what I did to my truck. So I'm going to quickly go over it. And if there's any questions, leave it in the comment and I'll make another video or I'll respond back. So I did the chassis rails. So the rails itself are lighter. The stock rails weigh 54 grams each. I think it was like, what, 108 grams total. The stock rails are 30 grams each, which is about 60. So saved 48 grams. I did the titanium screws throughout the chassis. Front to back, transmission screws, all titanium. I moved the braces. So I moved the back brace, the front brace to the back, and then the back brace to the front. So my whole idea with this is as it's going higher, as you're crawling steeper, this part of the truck is higher. So, you know, moving 2-3 grams to the back helps keep the front of the chassis rail a little bit lighter. Another thing I did is I removed one. I didn't do the other one yet, but I put the metal spacers or braces. And the reason why I did that is I removed these mounts right here, you know, cut some more weight. You know, I still gotta trim the tabs, but it's solid. I still gotta do this side. I kind of want to drill a hole so I keep my wires. Drilled 3 holes in the braces, the bumper braces. Again, probably shaved about 1 gram or so. You know, a little here, a little there. What else did I do to the chassis? So the shocks, stock shocks. The front has 1,000 weight diff oil and the back has 2,000 weight. So it kind of slows down the shocks a little bit if you're doing slow crawling, which is what I like. Slower, you know, more precise crawling. So if you have the stock radio, this was ready to run. So if you have a stock radio, notice how my wire is all tucked away. So this is a Fusion, I think 1800, Fusion SE 1800. And you're probably wondering, where the hell is the receiver? Oh, the receiver's all the way mounted, all the way in this corner. And I put the switch on top. I kind of repinned the wires, got rid of some wires. Helped, you know, keeping everything as low as possible. Got a Power Hobby 3S 650 120C battery. I think these are the best batteries that, you know, money could buy. They're really good, never let me down. They always put about 630 to 650 milliamps back in after I, you know, drained it all up. So they definitely reliable batteries. Got an NSDRC 500B servo. It's not the most powerful servo. I think it's on 3S, because, you know, the Fusion only could take 3S. I think it's like 420 ounces. On 4S, I think it's 500. But for my driving, it's barely enough. Like it's enough when I drive, but if I put it in a little bind, or if I put it in a decent bind, no, it kind of starts stalling out a little bit. So I'm definitely gonna put the Power Hobby servo. They have a Power Hobby 14 volt direct power servo. It's about 1,000 ounces. Super reliable servo. Highly recommended. Another mod I did to the steering. I don't know if you could see it, but the bottom steering link, the bottom one, I put a little bend in it. So when you turn all the way, it clears the pumpkin. And kind of leads me to the next mod. Let me see, I think I can get it better here. Yeah, there we go. I shaved the bump stops off. Shave them off, you could definitely turn a little bit more. I think how I have it set up, as you could see, it's about 58, 59 degrees of steering, which is a lot. So a downside to that is you put a lot of strain on the universals in the front. You know, you could eventually wear them out a lot quicker. So it's not recommended, but when you're trying to get every little ounce of performance out of these trucks, it's definitely recommended. What else? Did we talk about the shocks? So I have the metal shock caps, and front and rear. Other than that, the shock is stock. I run 1,000 weight Pitbull diff oil in the front and 2,000 weight Pitbull diff oil in the rear. And it keeps the suspension nice and slow. As you know, it's good for slow crawling. It's good for my driving style. But one thing I really like about these caps, you know, these shocks do leak. So what I do is I bought these particular caps. So after a day of crawling, I just take off the bottom. I kind of clean out all the gunk, you know, all the leaked shock oil. And it's still pretty good. But you know, there's a little bit that leaked out today. But what I like about these, getting back to my point, what I like about these is I don't have to take apart the whole shock. I just take I take the screw out and I put shock oil. I'll leave an image to how the bottle I use. So I just take the screw out, put a little bit of shock oil back in. I kind of bleed it by going up and down. All the excess comes out and I put the screw back in. That's how I've been doing it. What else? What else I got done to this? All right, so my wheels are an SSD wheel, steel wheel, with I think they're brass SSD patties. I think they're brass. I don't even know. Brass is steel, whatever they are. But it's a 3-brother dual stage foam, which for the weight of this particular truck, I think the dual stage are better than the single stage. And I got a megalithic tire. Still running them in a little bit, still breaking them in. What else? I flipped the back bumper. You know, I figured, you know, when you crawl up this way, it kind of stops you from tipping over. So it's, pretty cool little mod. Oh, the links. So I bent the bottom links already. So I bent the stock bottom links. This was ready to run. So I found that the SCX2 links fit. You know, I think I had to use a slightly longer rod end, but they fit the front and the back. The top ones are all stock still. But another nifty little trick is the links. So these are bent links, but I put the bend going in. So when you're on something here, instead of having a wider angle, it's more tucked in, so you can easily navigate off it. So it's more narrow here. You know, it's another little nifty trick. Another, I think that's, oh, my shocks. I think in the book, it says, put this ball cup, well, this end of it, the spacer, on the outside. But I kind of mount them different. I kind of like, instead of the shock being straight up, like this, my shock is more like this. So it kind of gives it a slightly wider stance on the shock. Keeps it more planted. Stock gearing, no motor cover. You know, shaves a few grams. By the way, guys, the stock plastic motor mount is like 6 grams lighter than the aluminum. So that's some more weight you could shave there. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't have much done to this. The biggest change was the shock oil, you know. Nice. It's not spun, like it's more stiff side to side, but it's still compliant where if you go up one wheel, the shock still compresses and all the wheels are still on the ground. Like, and that's what you want. But any questions, leave the comments down below and I'll try to get to them later.